Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing. How you doing? I just edited together all the clips I have from my Vermont trip last week, and the first one was just me losing it. It was like the first day, Monday, up in Vermont for the week, Monday to Friday with my buddy Mike, and fishing on St. Catherine the first day, and that was like right by the ramp where I dropped that bass to start, and that was kind of like the first couple of days. I lost a lot of nice fish. Now this bass did not get off. This was a nice chunky 3 pound type bass that I got on the jig, and he was right by like that clump of weeds there. I threw it in, you could see him fly out and nail it. And it seems like the fish there are kind of not super long, but they're fat, so they're definitely eating. You can see all the grass around there. For October, the water was very warm, still in the low 60s. Late 50s, early 60s. And the grass is green everywhere. And you can see this was my first good bass of the week. This was on Monday, like I said. First day we got there. Traveled on Monday, got to the lake around 9. And I'm just, fishing around with a chatterbait, with a jig. And I think this might be one of the many toothy critters that I caught through the week. They were just hammering the chatterbait. I caught a few bass, I think, during the week on the chatterbait. I kind of remember, but more gators on it. Definitely more northern pike. And I actually lost, which you'll see. I think it was later in the week. I had a northern right next to the boat, and I don't know if I added that. I might have just deleted that clip, but if it's on there, you'll see it later on here. So like I said, this is like 5 days of some of the better fish catches that I edited together. So I believe this is a northern. And you have like 2 seconds where you're hoping you got a big bass, and then you realize the way it's stripping line that it's probably not. Probably not. So I think this was one of the bigger northern pike that I caught, during the week. And really the first day, Monday, of last week was the day that we got any rain until Friday. So it was overcast, cloudy, and the rain hasn't started yet. I think later on we got some rain. But the northern pike don't always cooperate and come to the side of the boat with a camera. I was running my back camera to start the day, but then one of the clips that holds my camera on the YOLO-Tech was kind of cracked, so I was afraid to still use it. I didn't want the camera to fall and maybe fall in the lake, because that's the one that I put in the back of the boat there. But you can see that northern. He's got my chatterbait in his mouth. That chatterbait right there is no more, because later in the week, the northern right next to the boat breaks it off. But you can see he's pretty long. So, obviously I'm not trying to catch them. They are fun, but I'm not trying to catch them. So I'm still throwing the chatterbait around at this moment. I don't remember if this was a bass or a gator. Looks like another gator. Yep. No, that's a little gator. And right there, you see that white buoy a second ago. That's where kind of like that area of the lake where I'm throwing like kind of right along the ledge where it's deeper, 15 to 20 feet, and then it goes up shallow and the weeds start. So I was kind of working that edge there, looking for some bass. But as you can see, it's a lot of toothy critters. Now I'm starting to work up the shoreline, and you can see kind of the rain in the back there. It's like some scattered clouds. And here I've started throwing that Beast Coast open water sniper jig, which I caught some decent fish on during the week. I did lose a nice one right before this one. Would have been a nice video. About a 4-pounder, and I had him right up to the boat, and he got off. He was on the football head jig too. But you see that Beast Coast. You can see the rain's coming down a little bit. That baby rage crow, or I'm sorry, baby menace. but nice chunks, nice chunk. That was, like I said, on that open water sniper from Beast Coast. Great, great football head jig. So what I did is, I know you guys, if you guys follow me, you've seen all the shorts I did. What I did is I added all those to the end of this, so some of the in-between stuff of me maybe putting the fish back or getting a good shot of them, you'll see better on the on those shorts that I added. And I just started, I was fishing around, working up a shoreline. And now I think I'm just throwing a regular, I don't know if I'm throwing the Beast Coast still. I think I am. This might be, this was, I don't usually, keep video of a red eye, rock bass. But this was, obviously it's pretty good size, but you see that coming, spitting out there? The rock bass spit out a Maxent flatworm and then like a piece of bait, whatever it is, a minnow or whatever it is he's eating. So all of a sudden there's the flatworm that he spit out, and then there was like some of his like pieces of whatever I just chucked back in the lake. But he spit out. So they're eating flatworms, the red eyes, rock bass. Which I thought was kind of funny at the time. And now I'm just flipping around here. And I think I still have the open water sniper jig on. I think I'm just dragging it around. I'll know better when I see the fish. But I think I just chucked it up next to the dock and he ate it. And this is a deep, you can see that shoreline, it just drops right off. But I think I'll be able to tell you better in a sec. But I think that's still the open water sniper. Now this is day 2. Those were the best fish from day 1. This day 2, went over to Beaumessine, and it was tough. I caught fish, but they were small, and I got a couple decent ones that I put on camera here. I'm just working out there with the open water sniper, and I finally catch a decent smallie, not a monster, but a decent one. But it was a slow day. The Monday on St. Catherine was definitely better for me as far as bites go. I caught fish, but they were, I'm not going to show you a bunch of video of 12 inchers, but that was a decent smallie, along the rock wall there, just dragging this open water sniper around. And they were biting so light. Like the hooks were just coming right out. You didn't even feel them bite, just a little bit of weight. And then a few minutes later, I get to this little guy, another little smallie, same area, just dragging and this one actually hit better than the big guy, or bigger guy, along there. And I'm just throwing it out. It's one of my Shimano reels, one of my Fenwick rods, probably 20-pound fluoro on there, just dragging that around. So, little guy, keeper, but if you're going to fish a tournament on Bomo, that fish certainly isn't going to help you. But that was my two fish on that. This is the end of the day, and my buddy Mike was doing really well with the mag draft and throwing the swim baits around. So I put on that Bass Mafia's El Dangerous one, and I'm come back by the ramp at the end of the day, and this was one of the heartbreakers I finally get cracked on this nice bass. Comes up next to the boat. I'm going to guess somewhere between 4 and 5 pounds. Right next to the boat, I'm thinking of grabbing the net, which in hindsight now I should have done, because I go to grab him, and he just comes off. so you with me doing the voiceover, you miss me swearing, but right next to the boat, nice large eat gets off right there. Just throwing that El Dangerous swim bait. So there, now I grab the net now. Now this is the next day. This I think was Wednesday on Beaumont. This day was tough too. Caught a lot of fish, but they were small. I finally flipping along the shoreline here, and I get a nice one. So this is the best fish of the day on Wednesday, by far. I probably caught, I don't know how many 12-inch bass that day, and I just couldn't get the big ones going. Couldn't get them going, or find them, I guess. And I moved all around the lake all day. So I finally get this nice one here. which I would estimate is somewhere in that 3.5 to 4 pound range, just on a jig. And now I don't know if it made a difference. I switched my jigs up. I was using a plastic trailer early in the week. I was getting some bites here and there, but nothing great. I switched. I started throwing pork, and it seemed like I started to get more bites. I don't know if I just maybe found the fish just finally turned on. I got in the right area or whatever, but I definitely was getting more bites when I started using a pork trailer as opposed to a plastic trailer. So whatever, if that's what the fish wanted, I was going to give it to them. So that was Wednesday of the week. Definitely the best fish of the day by far. I probably had 5 other fish that together might have weighed as much as that one. But it was a good one. It made my day right there, that fish. It was slow. So that was Wednesday. So Thursday I was back on St. Catherine. And just a quick prayer. There's my buddy Pete. You guys know Pete. You've seen me show you the Stoneman and Son lures. Pete's a bait maker in Rutland. And he came over to meet me for a few hours. It was nice to see him. Of course, I'm all bundled up and Pete's got his shorts on. But it did turn out to be a nice day. Yeah, at this point of the day, it was a little cool. But it did turn out to be a nice day. So it was nice to, it's always nice having Pete in the boat. And he's a great guy. And you guys have definitely seen some of the nice baits he's made for me and some of the baits on his website. So it's Pete from Stoneman and Son Lures. You'll see us at the outdoor show in Milford later or early in 2024. So I was just picking Pete up. I was there. I had launched about an hour before that. I was just fishing around waiting for him. And here we are in the back throwing the chatterbait. And you can imagine what's going to happen with that. First gator of the day, little guy, but luckily he popped off. And this one is not. This is, I believe, the one that steals my. I don't know if this one gets in the boat or if this is the one that steals my chatterbait. I don't remember. But I was just chucking around there. You can see the gator swimming around, and it's another big one. And I just don't remember. I don't remember if this was the first one I think that I got in the boat, and then there was the second one that I lost my chatterbait to. I don't remember if I kept that clip or if I just didn't edit it in. No, that one came in the boat. So that chatterbait there is not going to last long after this. I mean, you're asking for it with a chartreuse grub trailer and a white and chartreuse chatterbait with all the gators that are around. So that's another chatterbait northern pike. And as I said, when you guys see the shorts, and if you have seen them already, you'll know. When I put them all at the end just so you guys can get a good get a look at them. So I'll do a quick voiceover when those come. But here I think I'm just taking a picture of them and doing that short. But you can see that whole big back bay I'm fishing there. It's weeds all to the right, all around. And you can see that boat ahead. That's my buddy Mike over there. He was over there fishing. He caught some gators there too. If you want to catch some pike, that's a good spot to go on St. Catherine back there. Not that they're not everywhere, but they're really back there in that grass. And there's some nice bass back there too. But I think you'll see the pike here in a sec as I throw him back in the lake. And there he goes. Woo! Well, that's it. Slimy pike back in the water. And then I'm coming up here to a dock. Just started flipping the jig again. And I'm throwing pork again today. And the jig bite was very good on Thursday. As I said, I don't know if the pork made a difference, but it certainly got me. I was certainly getting a lot more bites than I did early in the week when I was using a plastic trailer. So I stuck with it. A decent bass on the dock there. Not a monster, but a decent one. So anytime I can get a jig bite going, I'm happy. You guys know that. So that was the first bass in the boat of the day. We'd caught a few. Pete had got some pickerel. I got some, or pike. I got some pike. And there's the dogs barking. Sorry about that. Oh, that's actually a bass I got on the chatterbait, which was nice. After catching all those northerns, it was nice to finally get a pike, or a bass, I'm sorry. So a decent one. And that's that chartreuse trailer. So I believe very soon after this, I lost that chatterbait to a northern. I'll know in a second if I kept the clip or I got rid of it. Now, because here we are working up the shoreline. That's the football head jig. And that's a perch. So I'm catching, throughout week I'm catching bass on the football head. I'm catching red eye, catching perch, a little bit of everything. So that was you feel a lot of, your bait's getting hit a lot and pecked at a lot. So I figured there was a lot of perch down there. And then when I finally caught one, I figured, it's definitely the perch that are doing all the bites. I just got the jig going. You can kind of see the weeds in the water there. It's a nice weed bed out here along the shoreline. Just started flipping some of the holes for a little while. The sun was starting to come out. Wind was dying down. I catch this nice one here in the weeds. And, I was going to go back to this point or this area sometime later in the day. But then I started just trying some different stuff later in the day. This was a nice one in this grass. And this was a big, big weed bed. So I could have probably gone back there and really worked it more and got some more fish out of it. Because there was a lot of bait. So it was a nice fish in that 3-pound range. Had that jig good. So I think that was probably my third bass of the day. That was probably my third bass of the day. Then a little bit later up the shoreline, I just kind of throwing it just random grass and weeds and stuff. And there was another one there. This one was actually a better fish. That last one wasn't bad at all. This one was actually bigger. You guys will see him here in a sec. You'll get a better shot of some of these fish when you see all the shorts I put together at the end. Because there were some times where I caught a fish and I forgot about I took a picture with my phone and did a little short with the phone, and then I kind of forgot about the Tacticam going. So now we're just later in the day. We were kind of bopping around, trying some different things. Came over to this other shoreline. There were some docks there. Figured we'll go flip some of these docks, see if there's any fish around. Just throwing that jig and pig. Catching a decent one off the side of the dock. Two and a quarter pound range, two and a quarter. Not a monster, but a decent bass. So the jig bite they were definitely eating the jig. And as I said, a lot of the weeds there were like just loaded with bait. Like you'd see the bait swimming around. You'd throw in a hole in the weeds, there'd be all bait there. So that's always a good sign. You see how fat those fish are. That fish isn't super long, but he is fat. There, I'm probably just doing a little recording right there with my phone. I'm trying not to. I have NFL Red Zone on. I'm trying not to watch any of the highlights while I'm doing this recording. But I'm just checking doing a little video with my phone right now. You can see the trees are starting to change over. All the full foliage. And the sky was getting clearer and clearer, and by the end of the day it was pretty warm. For October it was real warm. So there's a better shot of that fish. Not a bad keeper at all. Actually remembered to show them on the on the Tacticam, and I'll just throw them back. And you can see the corner of that dock, and I just went up to those pad area there and just started flipping around in there. I catch this nice one. Now I think this might have been the best fish of the day as far as size went, bass-wise. It's a nice largemouth. You guys will see him in a second. Got a mouthful of weeds. And like I said, if you guys have followed any of my okay. Get a good view of him in a second here. As I said, we're just working that shoreline. So I was like, as I'm going up that shoreline, I'm like eyeballing all the weeds, eyeballing all the docks that I'm coming up to, and the pontoon boats that were still in the water. So I thought I gave you guys a better shot of this fish at the end. I guess I didn't, but you'll see it on the short. I probably could have edited the rest of this out. So just give you a little view of the lake there for a minute. I thought I threw him back. Okay, yeah, I did give. Oh, good. You can see he's got a face full of weeds. I forgot I showed you guys the fish. I'm glad I did that. And I'm just coming up. Another fish on the another jig fish, and that was really the last fish of the day that you guys will see in the short. Now this is Friday, the last day, and this is that 5.48 on the swim bait. And that was we went out. It was a travel day heading back, so we just wanted to do a few hours. Mike had to get some work done on his trailer before we left for his ride back. So we decided to go over to Bone Scene one last day. So I'm just throwing that Sal Dangerous swim bait around because the swim bait seemed to be what they wanted. Couldn't get them on the smaller swim bait, so I'm just fishing this point and I throw that swim bait out. And I'm not, like I said, I don't throw those swim baits a lot. And the ones that, when I did throw it, I'd get crushed, but they'd get off. This one did not get off, thank God. This was such a relief after a day of, or a week of just missing good fish, having them get off next to the boat. And as I said, I don't throw these bigger swim baits a lot. But this one was a nice one. As I said, 5.48. I went to the back of the boat and I said, I am netting this fish because I've lost too many fish without netting them. So it was such a relief on the last day to finally get a big one like this in the boat. And as I said, I weighed them 5.48. So you'll see a little bit of it. I had to edit a lot out. There was a lot. There's that Sal Dangerous swim bait with that core tackle tush hook, jig head hook in there. And it was a great fish. Definitely made my week. Mike earlier in the week had caught a 6-pounder there. And that made his week, and this fish made my week. So I actually threw him in the live well so I could kind of get set up here. Put him in the live well for a second. And he just crushed it. He really hit it hard. So I just stuck him in the live well, got the scale out, and it kind of bopped around between, before it probably locked in at 5.48. So it was right off that point there. So I fished that point for a while afterwards, but I didn't get anything else. But luckily that big one bit. So that definitely made the week. Definitely made the week. So I'll give you guys a little bit of a better view of him before I throw him back. And that was the edited version of my 5 days of fishing. Put the luck, like I said, get that good one at the end. Really made the week. But overall, it was good. I haven't fished up there that late in the year. So, I would do some things different. As far as baits go, they seem to really want those bigger swim baits. They definitely like the pork on my jig better than just a soft plastic jerk bait. So that's it, guys. That's the best fish of the day, which is the last clip I have here. And now I just have those shorts. So you guys can enjoy, these quick 15, 20-second shorts. Some of the good bass that I caught throughout the week, which are the ones you saw, but just to a little better version of it. They'll get to see it up close. And there they are. So this is just some of those shorts that I got, and you guys can see these here on my YouTube channel too. So this is like the first day, and if you want to hear the audio of me on the spot, you can see that. Watch those shorts if you haven't seen them already, and you can see the rain come down. So that was definitely Monday. I was going to leave this original audio in, but when I redo it, it's taking all the original audio out. There's that pike. Good old northern pikes. They got to show themselves for sure. Another chunky largie. Yeah, from day one. I think I had my Abu Garcia sweatshirt on day one. That's how I remember what day it is. Plus it was raining. And just a few more shorts. There's that nice smallie from day two. Probably see that little smallie too coming up if I recorded him or added him. I don't know if that's that little guy or that bigger one. There's that big one from Wednesday. Nice fish. As I said, you can hear the original audio if you just check out those shorts again from the week in Vermont. I just thought I'd throw these in here so you can see the fish a little better. But I had that hook sweatshirt on Wednesday, so today that's how I know it's Wednesday. Because there, I think I'm showing you the small ones. I was like, oh man, I'm catching all these 12 and 13-inch fish. I just can't get anything bigger. Now, this is probably all the clips from day 4. I think I had that Adirondack sweatshirt on. So these are going to be the clips from day 4 back on St. Catherine. That was probably the best day of the week, was probably Thursday. Now, I don't know if the weather, that was also the nicest day as far as the sun went. It was supposed to be a windy day, but it turned out to not really be too bad at all. And as the day went on, it got warmer and warmer. And maybe that really got the fish more shallow. Don't know. But Thursday, as far as numbers go, probably Monday and Thursday, I think I actually had better numbers days on St. Catherine's. The bigger fish I caught on Bomosine. But both lakes are really good. You guys who fish up there know. They're just really nice lakes. Vermont fishing is so fun. The lakes are beautiful. And that's definitely one of those, St. Catherine's, chunky 3-pounders. They're all eating good there. They're all eating good. And there's a lot of bait in the lake that you see around the weeds. And that's that perchy. Perch on a football head jig. So that's from Northern Pike there from Thursday. Get a good look at him. So if you guys are pike fans, just throw the chatterbait around the weeds. You'll catch them. And this is the last day. There's that big fish again. You can see the smile on my face. I was a little happy after that. And that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the clips. And you can check out all the shorts that I put out, too. You can hear that original audio. So I just thought I'd redo this audio on here. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon on YouTube. Mark out.